Hi, I'm Todd Henderson. Today we're going to be installing the Pace Edwards Bedlocker electric retractable bed cover on this 2014 Silverado 1500. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our wire harness. We're going to take the portion that goes up to the battery. It's got a fuse holder. I'm going to open up the access right at the front of the bulkhead. We'll run these wires through that access hole. Run everything except for about a foot or so of wire that's going to be able to plug into the canister. And then we're going to run this up along the frame, up into the engine compartment, over to the battery. Now the first thing we're going to do before we mount it to the battery is we're going to remove the fuse. It's very important. Then what we've done is, since we had round connectors, we took a sino clipper and notched out a groove for those connectors, because the factory battery terminal nut will not come all the way off. So we're going to be able to loosen that up, slide it underneath the nut, and then tighten it back down. We'll do that at this time. Remove the wooden end caps. Those come off with a 3/8 socket. Next, we're going to set the canister up on top of a box to get it off the floor of the bed, and we're going to keep it about a foot from the cab. Now we're going to pull the brake release lever. That way we can slide the blanket out just a little bit and then put the lever back into place. Now we're going to the driver's side rail. It's the one that has the notch cut out up towards the cab. What we're going to do is we're going to thread this blanket into this rail and then line up this track right here to this groove. We're going to do that right now. This is a real precision fit, so we want to have it exactly in place. All right, now we're going to slide the canister forward and move our box out of the way. Now what we're going to do is remove the protective paper off the bottom of the seal on the rails. Do that on each side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to attach the clamps in the front. We have a long clamp, then followed by a shim clamp, and then the short clamp in the back. Short clamp will line up to about here. Shim clamp will go to the center, and the long clamp will go up towards the front. We're going to start with a shim clamp. What we're going to have is a little L-shaped shim that's got teeth on it that's going to coordinate with the teeth on the bottom of that shim clamp. What we're going to do is we're going to pull the rail slightly away from the bed cap and slide that up to the shim clamp like so. And then we'll take our short bolt with a lock washer and a flat washer and go through the bottom into the base shim clamp. We're going to leave that loose because we want to be able to adjust that. Moving to the rear clamp, the top half of the clamp has to slide into the rounded portion of the bottom half of the clamp. And once that's lined up, we're going to take our long bolt with a lock washer and a flat washer. We're going to run it through, and we're going to take our barrel nut, put that in the back. We're going to start that bolt into the barrel nut. We're not going to tighten this up at this time. What we're going to do is leave that loose and do the same process on the front clamp and repeat this whole process on the passenger side as well. Now what we have to do is center the canister on the bed of the truck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release the brake release again, so I can slide the canister or the blanket into the canister and lock that down. I'm going to get my knee up underneath the canister and feel side to side where everything is. And we'll measure side to side, make sure it's nice and centered. Now we're going to measure in between the rails right at the canister and check the distance. We're at 59 3/4 of an inch. And we'll take that back to the tailgate, make sure it's the exact same distance. And there we are, 59 3/4 of an inch. So we can go ahead and clamp everything down now. Now we're going to tighten down the clamps with 11mm or 7/16 socket. Repeat the process on the other side. Now my drain tube is going to hook up right here. So I'm going to snap that into place. You hear it click. And I want to make sure this drain tube can go out. So I'm going to drill a little hole right down here in the corner. Now we're going to attach the wire harness to the harness on the canister. And that's going to be labeled power on the tag. And tuck that back behind. Now to install the canister cover, we're going to first line up the holes in the canister cover to this sliding nut inside here. And then we're going to start the screws, just get them started, then we can move the canister cover around a little bit until we get it lined up, and then we can tighten the screws down. Well, we've reinstalled the fuse, tested the operation of the cover, made our final adjustments, and that concludes the installation. If you have any questions, call the experts. We're here to help you out.